step up. It's a necessary step up, and it's necessary to where I want to go.
I like the ambition before I go to...
I must beat him, of course, to achieve that dream.
He says his team will solve the Hrgovic puzzle. What is the puzzle? What are your biggest assets, do you think? We see you as possibly the best three-round heavyweight on the planet with your power. What is it that's going to trouble Itauma?
Oh, we'll see, but I think yeah, I'm the best opponent he faced. I think he never been until now in the ring with someone like me with that kind of experience, endurance, toughness, power. So
that's just come with the performance. With boxing Hrgovic, I was taking him serious, and now that the belt's on the line, I still take him serious. Nothing's changed. Like, I still want to beat him as much as I did before the belts were on the line. So like, of course, it'll be an honor, and I'd love to be a world champion. But it's about Filip Hrgovic himself, you know. In 10 weeks' time, like, the truth shall prevail, and the truth shall prevail.
That's the only truth, man. His team can analyze whatever they want. My team can analyze, but in 10 weeks we'll see. And whole world can believe in him, and it's not gonna help him. Or whole world can believe in myself, it's not gonna help me. So it's just me and him, and I'll beat him. However, doesn't matter. Knockout or the points, but I'm gonna definitely beat him.
No, obviously, when we signed this fight, just boxing Hrgovic, and then 2 weeks into the fight being made, there was a couple of talks about this and that. And I know with boxing, it's never secure. Like, everything's just always up in the air, so it's not secure until you wrote it down on a piece of paper and this is what's gonna happen. So I just said, no, Hrgovic. And then it might have been like last week, I got told that, we can make the Hrgovic fight a world title under certain
stipulations.
Lose this fight, can you?
Yeah, this loss was bothering me for a long time. You know, I needed like 1 year to recover from that. It was big upset for me because I definitely was believing in myself that I'm gonna beat him, but a lot of bad things happening before that fight. I was injured, I was sick, and I just wasn't myself in that fight, and I didn't look good. And after you can't explain anyone that, you know, no one care that have you been sick or in.
Moses Itauma says a knockout would be ideal against Filip Hrgovic, but it isn't his main focus. His priority is sticking to the game plan, staying disciplined, and executing what he's prepared for. If the knockout comes, great, but even a decision win will satisfy him if he delivers his best performance.
Surprising 14 fights, you're unbeaten, 12 of those 14 wins, knockouts. Is it going to be the same thing against Hrgovic? What do you think?
I mean, that's my game plan, but that's what I hope for, but I never really go focusing on the knockout. I just focus on sticking to the game plan. And if it leads to a knockout, it leads to a knockout. If it don't, it don't. So I'm not really too focused on that, but we'll see in it.
Filip Hrgovic believes Moses Itauma's feints won't trouble him because of his experience and ability to read movements. He plans to use his stiff jab to disrupt Itauma's rhythm and control the distance. Hrgovic also says he's ready to counter whenever Itauma gets too aggressive.
So you see certain holes in Moses' game because he's, you know, relatively young and inexperienced, and you're someone who has the amateur pedigree, you know, bronze medal at Olympics, you know, you kind of seen it all.
And when does this feinting, it's not gonna work with me. I'm gonna stick the jab in his face with that feinting, down, boom, jab, and he come with the left hand, I'm going back, boom, counter punch.
So is he, I mean,
right hand, left hook.
Moses Itauma explains that he and Filip Hrgovic were ranked first and second by the WBO, creating a potential path to a vacant world title. He admits he wasn't sure the fight would happen at first, checking daily for Hrgovic to sign the contract. After considering other opponents, Hrgovic eventually agreed, making the matchup official.
It was actually going to be, so I'm ranked #1 with the WBO, he's ranked #2, and had Fabio would have won, he would have relinquished the title, and then me and Hrgovic could have fight for that real world title. So I could have been a world champion at 21, but I mean, we didn't get that accolade, but I mean the Hrgovic fight still stands, so I'm happy that I got that. To be fair, I didn't think that the fight was gonna happen until maybe last week or so, because we proposed the fight to him, and I kept asking every single day, has he signed? Has he signed? Has he signed? Never signed. So we started looking at other opponents, and then it was maybe towards the end of last week, he was like, oh, actually, I want the bout agreement. So I was like, you know what? We're on now.
What does he
Filip Hrgovic says he has no fear of an opponent's power or speed and trusts his toughness to keep fighting through clean shots. However, he admits cuts are his biggest concern because they're beyond his control. If he suffers a serious cut, the ringside doctor could ultimately decide whether he's allowed to continue.
I know when he hit me, I'm gonna continue to coming. So I know that, but for the cut, I cannot, if it's open, I cannot close it with my power of my will, you know, it's just cut, you know, and the doctor is gonna decide, but there's the only thing that worries me, but if cut not happen, you know, God is great. I believe he will help me and protect me, but if it's open, that's not good. But besides that, I'm not afraid of his power or his speed or anything. I'm just afraid of the cut.
It is something that
Moses Itauma says he was surprised that the word fear even came up because it's not something he thinks about in boxing. He views every fight as a puzzle that can be solved with the right preparation. Itauma doesn't fear any opponent, knowing some challenges may be tougher than others, but he trusts his training and ability to handle whatever comes his way.
Man, I'm shocked that you said it. Listen, I think boxing is, for me, it's a puzzle. And with the right preparation, I don't feel like there's a puzzle that I can't solve. So I wouldn't say that I necessarily fear anyone. It's just there are fights out there that might be easier than others.
Filip Hrgovic says everything is coming together perfectly as his team continues training hard and staying focused. He believes they've enjoyed the build-up, but now it's time to focus on the bigger picture. Hrgovic expects this to be one of the biggest and most exciting fights of the year, with youth, experience, and toughness all coming into play. He's confident, motivated, and ready to deliver an action-packed performance.
Beautiful, everything great. We did it. We didn't enjoy it. We like to go back to the gym. Yeah. We don't like to do this, but you must, you know. That's in contract, so we must to do this, and everything good, you know. We had a great time, and it will be a great fight. It's amazing fight, one of the best fights, man. One of the most exciting fights this year. Yeah. And a great upcoming young kid, you know, experienced guy, myself. And it's a...
Frank Warren says this fight is extremely difficult to predict because both Filip Hrgovic and Moses Itauma have the power to change the fight at any moment. Hrgovic is expected to start fast and apply pressure from the opening bell, but Itauma also brings quick hands, sharp movement, and impressive footwork. Warren believes Hrgovic's experience could be important if the fight reaches the later rounds, where Itauma's stamina will be tested. Still, he feels the young heavyweight is ready for the challenge and has the chance to prove himself.
And we'll see, you know, Filip starts fast. So that's going to be interesting. And I'm sure using his experience that he's got, he'll want to be taking him into the later rounds to see what Moses has got late on in the fight. And they're all obviously in a lot of people, not in mine, but in a lot of people's. A lot of people have those question marks and want to see the answers to them. Me, I think he's capable, and it'd be interesting to see when that bell goes how Filip reacts with Moses, who's quite a fast starter and got very fast hands, good footwork. So it's
Tony Bellew believes Oleksandr Usyk and Tyson Fury are the two heavyweights best equipped to avoid Moses Itauma's attacks and punish him with counters. Beyond those two, Bellew feels Itauma has the speed, accuracy, composure, and ring intelligence to create openings against almost anyone in the division. He says Itauma's biggest challenge may not be landing his own shots, but avoiding getting caught by an elite opponent.
You know, there's nobody in the world right now, apart from Oleksandr Usyk, Tyson Fury, who he couldn't pick holes in.
I think so, yeah.
Apart from them two,
so much.
He's going to nail anyone. He's going to catch anyone. The big factor is will they nail him first?
That's it, yeah.
And that's the thing. Only the other them two fights I've just named are capable of making him miss and making him pay. All the other fights.
Liam Goff highlights the biggest question surrounding Moses Itauma, how he will handle the later rounds of a high-paced fight. Itauma has never gone beyond 6 rounds, so rounds 7 through 11 could test his stamina and ability to maintain his defense and punching power. Goff believes Filip Hrgovic may have the advantage in that area because he has already experienced deep round fatigue, absorbed heavy shots, and proven he can go the distance.
Sets a high pace, and Itauma, who's never been even 8 rounds, never been past 6 rounds. This is the thing, right? How is it going to feel in the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, when you're tired, when you can't move as quick, when you're even holding your arms up? You know, the lactic acid builds up and your arms, you can't even hold them up the same way you could 3 or 4 rounds ago. When the snap on your punch is going, when he's hitting you, when he's pushing you back to the ropes, when you're too tired to push him back. Hrgovic has been in those situations before. He's been in situations where he's taken big shots, he's gone the distance, he's been fatigued in fights, he had that rough 8 rounds against everyone. He's been through all that. Itauma has never been trying anything like that, even in his life maybe, who knows? I mean, I don't know what he's like in the gym, but that is going to be a learning experience. And in those situations, you can either sink or swim. And the problem with Itauma is that he's only...
Liam Goff says Moses Itauma has been surrounded by major hype from the media, trainers, and fans since before turning professional, but believes that pressure could become a problem if it creates overconfidence. While Goff still sees Itauma as capable of winning, he admits he is less certain than when the fight was first announced. He expects Itauma to face a real moment of adversity, and believes his ability to stay composed, adjust, and respond under pressure could ultimately decide the fight.
I really hope it doesn't. I think Itauma's still going to win this fight, but I am not... When this fight was announced, I was like, yeah, Itauma's... Yeah, he's going to win it late. And if you said to me, put money... I'm not a betting man. I don't bet on fights. But if you had said, put some money on it, all right, I'll put money on it. Now I'm like, I think he's going to win. I'm not going to put money on it. I don't feel that confident to put money on it, quite frankly. And I think a lot of others are feeling the same when it comes to Moses Itauma about all this. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Itauma, as good as he's been looking, this Hrgovic fight is going to be a problem. He will... All right. I'm going to say something. I reckon in this fight, there's a very good chance Itauma gets into a crisis. And I think I'm going to say he will get into a crisis in this fight. The question is...
Jordan Vine says lifting heavy weights doesn't have to slow a boxer down. Moses Itauma is proof. His added strength hasn't affected his speed or explosiveness. He's still fast, sharp, and powerful, making him even more dangerous in the ring.
With boxing, it's still in the dark ages where people are like, oh, don't lift heavy weights, it'll slow you down. But if you know how to do it and when to do it, it can add to your boxing. And I mean, he looks like he's slowing down, doesn't he? He's so quick, so fast.
Kirk Scorner believes Filip Hrgovic may have hit a sensitive nerve when discussing Moses Itauma's past in Slovakia. Itauma's response, "You don't know anything about me," could suggest there's a deeper personal story behind his background.
What's happened here is that, and this ties in with previous interviews where Moses has come back and said, "You know nothing about me."
I don't think Hrgovic really knows my story.
You know nothing about me. And I don't think he's talking just about his boxing path. I think he's...
Hrgovic dismisses Itauma's amateur record, saying the young heavyweight lacks his level of experience. After years of tough fights in Croatia, Hrgovic believes Itauma's confidence could backfire. He calls that attitude a recipe for disaster under real heavyweight pressure.
Also, the way Hrgovic was I don't want to say disrespectful, because he did say he does respect him to an extent anyway, but was dismissive is the better word. Saying, like, you know, what have you done? Like, what have you actually done? You've done nothing as an amateur, really. You know, you were a junior. I don't even think you fought senior. You've done nothing as an amateur. You didn't do what Hrgovic did. You know, Hrgovic went from Croatia, which is not a mecca of boxing, really. Eastern Europe as a whole isn't really a mecca of boxing. It's not a place. You get great fighters out of there, but you have to work, you know, tooth and nail to get any bit of, you know, any publicity. You know, really, especially kind of when you're coming out west, you really need to work hard then. So Hrgovic he looks at Itauma and just thinks, you know, you've just been given all this. You haven't earned it. You haven't done anything that warrants, you know, all this hype. And Hrgovic dismissive. He's like, you know, I haven't seen anything. Now, at the end of the day, I think Hrgovic I think he's just trying to be, you know, a little bit dismissive of Itauma. Surely he's seen him, and surely he knows that Itauma is very, very good. But for him, he's probably just seeing someone at the same time who's a kid, 21 years old, you know, all this swagger and arrogance about him, and he probably thinks, oh yeah.
Itauma says his chin may never be truly tested, but the narrator calls that unrealistic. Even elite defenders like Floyd Mayweather faced adversity. Against experienced heavyweight Filip Hrgovic, Itauma's ability to handle a real test could be one of the fight's biggest questions.
You could tell Itauma in that face-off was getting a little bit uncomfy, you know, talking about, well, it doesn't matter about my chin. No one's ever going to check it. Mate, it's boxing. Everyone. Floyd Mayweather is maybe the greatest defensive fighter of all time. He's certainly up there. He's had his chin tested. Shane Mosley. He came through it. Are you seriously telling me, Moses Itauma, that you think that something like that could never happen to you? It happened to Floyd Mayweather. It happened to Sweet Pea. It's happened to these fighters who are gifted defensively. It's going to happen to you.
Ade Oladipo believes Filip Hrgovic has the tools to give Moses Itauma a serious test. Hrgovic has proven his durability against tough opponents like Joe Joyce, and under Abel Sanchez, he looks rejuvenated. Itauma remains the favorite at 65-35, but Hrgovic could still pull off the upset.
And someone did ask me in the gym earlier, like, can Hrgovic cause the upset? And I was like, absolutely. Of course he can. Like, in terms of a split, I think this is 65-35, Itauma. Some might have it a bit wider. I mean, if you've got it 80-20 or 90-10, then you're watching the wrong sport. Like, Itauma's very, very special, but...
Liam Goff says the Itauma-Hrgovic face-off revealed a clear psychological difference. Hrgovic looked calm, confident, and unfazed, while Itauma appeared more anxious. Goff believes Hrgovic won the mental battle, although the real test will come once they're in the ring.
Extremely revealing. The face-off. That face-off... Here's the thing, right? Face-offs, you could argue, they're done to death a lot these days. And in some cases, they maybe well are. You know, back in the day, it used to be Johnny Nelson or Max Kellerman who did them, and they only did them for the top of the top. Like, even pay-per-views didn't always get a face-off. Whereas now, a lot of them seem to happen. You know, that is what that is. Some of them, at the end of the day, it's quality over quantity. Some of them are good, but a lot of them, you know, they're forgettable. Because again, you do so many of them, you know, what can you really do? And you know kind of what you're getting. It's like styles make fights, you know. You get two people who are both kind of mellow characters. They're not.
Ade Oladipo says he's firmly backing Moses Itauma, calling himself the founding member of Itauma's fan club. But he believes Filip Hrgovic is the perfect test, with the experience and power to ask serious questions. Under Abel Sanchez, Hrgovic could push Itauma to his limits.
If he gets touched, how does he react? And look, I think he reacts well. I hope he reacts well. I'm all on the Moses Itauma hype train. I'm fucking the founding member of the Moses Itauma fan club. I just want to make sure that he proves to everyone that he is the real deal. And I think this is really good matchmaking. I think Hrgovic will ask those questions. Hrgovic will. I'm telling you, Hrgovic will ask those questions. He's going to be in the best shape of his life. I'm guessing that camp has probably stopped in Big Bear. He's probably going to come over here now and just finish it off. He's with Abel Sanchez. He wasn't with Abel Sanchez for Dave Allen. Maybe he felt like he didn't need him. He's with Abel Sanchez, so he's with a great experienced trainer. One of the best trainers of this generation. Obviously, Gennady Golovkin will tell you so. Ooh,